Master her time-warping abilities and your enemies won't even know what hit them.
Welcome to WatchMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 greatest video game crossovers. For this list, we'll be looking at the best video games to combine our favorite franchises. However, we're only looking at crossovers between IPs that were established in games first. We also aren't including crossover events. Which game delighted you by bringing gaming heroes together? Share your love in the comments below.
If you're a gamer who loves LEGO and Star Wars, check out our fun-filled new channel, Brick Mojo.
Nice knowing you.
Come have a laugh with us and enjoy daily bite-sized videos on LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga. You must enact an ancient ritual.
You pick it at real speed, don't you?
See you there.
Number 10. Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games series. For a big chunk of the 90s, players debated over who was the best gaming mascot, Nintendo's Mario or Sega's Sonic. But it was honestly wild to hear they'd be competing with each other in the Olympic Games of all things. Beginning with the 2007 original, each entry has thrown together the varied rosters of both franchises to take part in the event's different games.
They received the serve. It went straight up.
Each entry has changed up characters and sports, as well as venues to represent where the next real-world Olympics would be held. Mario has starred in a ton of sports spin-offs, but his crossovers with Sonic always make for great party games. Number 9. Street Fighter X Tekken. Setting aside the justifiable criticism for including on-disc DLC, this Capcom-Namco partnership is still a stellar fighter. Street Fighter and Tekken are two of the biggest fighting franchises around, so it was a joy to see them come together. Although it plays much more closely to Street Fighter, seeing these iconic characters come together was wonderful. Matchups like Ryu versus Kazuya or choosing the wrestling duo of Zangief and King made our arcade-loving hearts flutter. We've seen Street Fighter crossover with multiple other IPs, gaming and otherwise, but we'll forever be bummed this fell short of Capcom's sales expectations. Perhaps if it hadn't, we would have gotten an equally awesome sequel. Number 8. Pokémon Conquest. Pokémon has received a lot of spin-offs, and one of its best is the crossover with the tactical RPG series Nobunaga's Ambition. While you'll still have some cute but powerful creatures to add to your team, the gameplay leans more towards the strategy side. The game follows a new warlord of the Ransei region, battling others to unite their homeland in peace. Each warlord offers different perks for their team's battle stats depending on their type of choice, and boost-giving abilities that can turn the tide of battle. Nobunaga's Ambition is typically set during feudal Japan, and it was really interesting to see Pokémon in that setting. Number 7. Tokyo Mirage Sessions Sharp FE. Shin Megami Tensei and Fire Emblem are both incredible JRPG series. Adding elements from both into one game was always going to be a win. Set in modern-day Tokyo, the story follows a group of teens combating evil entities from another world called Mirages. Only, not all Mirages are evil. Friendly ones based on Fire Emblem characters like Chrom and Tiki will join the player on their quest. Although it leans more into Shin Megami Tensei territory, the characters, side stories, and battle system can please most RPG fans. And the soundtrack is one of the best either franchise has ever seen, whether it be a background track or one of the many flashy musical numbers. Number 6. Professor Layton vs. Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. With the heavy focus on puzzle solving of Professor Layton and the courtroom drama of Phoenix Wright, this crossover is a delightful concoction of what both franchises have to offer. Developed by both Capcom and Level 5, the spin-off follows the two heroes and their assistants sucked into a strange town via a storybook.
This is one puzzle that appears to be beyond my powers to solve. I apologize for imposing on you in this way.
With a group of witches causing trouble, Layton works to solve the mystery, while Wright defends those who have been wrongly accused of witchcraft. The two franchises mesh incredibly well with one another, and the story is both charming and intriguing. Although it can be a bit too easy at times, there's no denying this crossover was one for the ages. Number 5. Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle. When people got their first look at Mario's crossovers with the Raving Rabbids from Rayman, they were understandably skeptical. That, in part, is what made Kingdom Battle such a nice surprise. Through some sci-fi mayhem unleashed by the Chaotic Bunnies, Mario and his friends were forced to defend the Mushroom Kingdom against evil rabbits that had been merged with other objects. Instead of relying on platforming, the game places you in turn-based strategy battles. It's honestly one of the oddest gaming crossovers out there. But the combat is intuitive, yet simple enough for any player to grasp. The presentation is gorgeous, and the humor will keep you constantly entertained. It's no wonder there's a sequel on the way. Number 4. Project X Zone series. In 2005, Namco x Capcom put some of the most popular characters from both publishers in a tactical RPG setting. It was such a great idea that it was revisited on the 3DS with the dual Project X Zone games. Both games added a batch of characters from new publishers. The first added some from Sega, while the sequel added some from Nintendo. We've loved seeing characters from franchises like Resident Evil, Tekken, and Yakuza in the same game battling for us. But it's also great that the games are so fun to play. The tactics-based gameplay isn't strenuous for those unfamiliar with the genre, and the stories are just funny enough to not take themselves too seriously. Number 3. Heroes of the Storm. Why choose one Blizzard franchise when you can have them all? Heroes of the Storm is a MOBA game that pulls characters and locations from the studio's wide catalog. Players compete in 5v5 matches attempting to destroy the other team's King's Core, but with every hero offering different playstyles and with each match coming with smaller objectives that can give your team a much-needed boost, there's no telling how each round will play out.
A good kill. Your killing spree is over.
It was praised for being more accessible than others in the genre, while still retaining what makes MOBA games unique. With a wealth of characters ranging from Overwatch's Tracer to Warcraft's Thrall to Diablo himself, it's a massively fun time.
And vengeance has never looked this good.
Number 2. The King of Fighters series. The King of Fighters is one of SNK's strongest and longest running franchises. And while it has definitely eclipsed most of the studio's other releases, it began as a crossover of them. The original game featured characters from SNK games that ranged from well-known, like Fatal Fury, to more obscure, like Psycho Soldier. That first game was a runaway success, leading to yearly sequels for well over a decade. While production has certainly slowed down in recent years, the series is still one of the most celebrated in the fighting game community, and the characters who didn't debut within it are now more recognizable from the King of Fighters than their original franchises. Number 1. Super Smash Bros. Series. There's simply no series that can match the power of crossover found in the Super Smash Bros. Franchise. With the 1999 original, Nintendo pitted its most cherished characters against each other, making it one of the standout multiplayer releases of the N64. With each new release, the roster has expanded to include not only fan-favorite Nintendo icons, but third-party heroes as well. Sonic and Snake's inclusion in Brawl opens the floodgates, making way for each character announcement to be an event in and of itself. From Final Fantasy to Banjo-Kazooie to Kingdom Hearts, Smash is no longer just a great frantic fighter. It's a commemoration of video games whose scope we'll likely never see again.
In the mood for more awesome gaming content? Be sure to check out this video here on Mojo Plays. And don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.